Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I'm going to share with you perspective from a couple analysts out there who are pretty well known in the world of crypto and who I just think, at a minimum, are not sufficiently imaginative enough when it comes to potential price action for XRP. One individual I'm going to highlight, I think he's already dug his hole. He said so much nonsense about XRP. I don't think there is any redeeming at this point. He has XRP derangement syndrome. But then the other analyst, I don't know exactly what the rationale is here. He seems to believe that we're going to have this incredible bull run. He thinks, yes, we could see a new all-time high for XRP, but the levels that he's citing, they have me scratching my head here. It simply does not make sense. So let's have this on the record. There are a couple posts that I had to add to my future Dunks tab on social media platform X, which I'm going to have a good old time with by the time this market cycle is over. So I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about here. But I think if you fast forward 1 year, I mean, I don't make price predictions, mind you, so I don't know what the price of XRP is going to be. If you're talking literally a year from now, well, do we mean, okay, so like the cycle's over, XRP, it's already gone up and then it's gone back down to whatever degree because obviously, you know, once bubbles are formed, they pop and then you have big capitulation events. Does that mean that it capitulates down to $3 or something like that? Well, that would be one thing. But if you're talking about in the next, 6 to 12 months, XRP peaking at some of these levels being cited, I'm just sitting here thinking, well, are you sure? You sure about that? But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. So here's the headline from the Crypto Basic. It says, here's how high XRP will go in the next 6 to 12 months, according to Expert. Ash Crypto, that's the analyst they're referencing, who is wildly popular in the world of crypto. Ash Crypto, an analyst with over a decade of experience, took to X on Monday to inform his 1.2 million followers of his projections for 13 top-ranking crypto assets, including XRP. He noted that he expects XRP to trade within the range of $3 to $5 by next year. Okay, that sounds... If we're going to have a proper alt season, that sounds a little bit low to me, and which is why I'm glad that he put a bunch of expectations out there for various coins so you can see side by side what that would mean as he envisions money flowing through the entire crypto space here. And I also do understand that people are going to have their biases. I'm biased in favor of XRP, but I always do myself to do my best to kind of check that, understand that like I have to check myself as a result of that. I mean, yes, I came into crypto as a blank slate, and then I just came to believe what I thought made sense based on compelling arguments and my own research, so on and so forth, and speaking with other people. So I got to the point where now I am biased, fair, but it doesn't mean necessarily that I'm wrong. And also, to be clear again, I'll just say again, I want to believe whatever is true and most reasonable. When it comes to speculation, whatever is most reasonable, and when it comes to just reality, I just want to believe whatever's true, whether it's good or bad for me. So if there were good reason to not think XRP is going to do well, I would want to know that. If there are genuinely good reasons, of course I want to know that. But I think what underlies all of this, if you're talking over a long time, it is fundamentals. Fundamentals matter, and so utility matters and will win the day as a result. That is true. Now, I don't think it sufficiently matters in a more nascent asset class like we are with crypto. But increasingly, as time passes, more and more people are going to gravitate towards those coins that actually solve problems. And as I continue to see XRP keep going on in that direction where it's actually useful and more adopted, yeah, of course, why would that not instill even more confidence than I had before as those new developments occur? So I think it only makes logical sense. Which is why I'm more inclined to think for some of the people that just, they have these tiny targets for XRP, where maybe it's going to hit a new all-time high, but it might not even do that, or it doesn't even make sense to hold it. I just sitting there thinking, look, I understand that you got your bias and I got mine, but like doing my genuinely best to just keep an open mind, I don't see how their arguments make a damn bit of sense. In fact, what I typically find is I go back to their track record of speaking publicly about XRP over a span of years, and they usually are just irrationally hating on XRP and trolling about it. So I don't know how to take them seriously when I'm not even convinced that they want to believe whatever's true you know, in particular, if it's not going to be in line with what they hope and want to happen. Like, I think some of these people, they're actively hoping XRP doesn't do well. And so here's Ash Crypto, again, 1.2 million followers. So he's one of the most, I mean, let's be real, he's one of the most followed figures in all of crypto at that level. That's exceedingly rare. And so he cites his targets for the next 6 to 12 months, and I'm sitting here scratching my head over this. So, okay, he's got Bitcoin. He says it's going to hit between $125,000 to $250,000. Okay. He says that's going to happen. Maybe that's reasonable. It could be somewhere in that window. It's fairly broad. Maybe it is. So, but then he's got XRP at $3 to $5. Well, at $3, that's not even a new all-time high. You're saying that after this much time, we're going to have an alt season. If these targets are going to happen, that does mean that we're seeing an alt season. But XRP might not even hit a new all-time high. And if it does, it won't even be a 2x from its 2018 all-time high? How? After being suppressed that long? And then you look at ETH, he's projecting ETH to hit between $10,000 to $15,000. Okay, so that's going to be a 2 to 3-fold increase from the last market cycle, which is probably more like a 10-fold increase from the 2017 cycle. What? I don't know, but it's worth talking about because this guy's post, this post here, has been seen by 405,600 people. Right here. I can't really ignore this one. So, I mean, if he's right, then I guess, you know, me and I guess everybody else that thinks that this isn't particularly the best target, maybe we're going to eat our words, but I doubt it. It doesn't make sense to me why XRP would not go along for the rally when clearly it's moving in tandem with the rest of the market. It clearly has regulatory clarity. It has been consolidating for the better part of a decade. And over the last several months, it's been outperforming, yes, even Bitcoin, and yes, even ETH. It has been outperforming. Not by a little bit, but by a lot, actually. So if you fast forward a year out, I don't know exactly what XRP price is going to be. If we're done with the alt season by then okay, maybe you're talking about those levels, but that's not what he meant. He's talking about, you know, how high is this thing going to go? $3 to $5? It just seems like a failure of imagination to me, if nothing else. Of course, it gets worse, though. Here's another story from the Crypto Basic, and this absolutely went straight into my Future Dunks tab because this guy... Real estate investor advises investors to sell XRP and Cardano for Bitcoin. Here's why. And of course, they're talking about none other than Jason Bazzino, who is certainly one of the more popular analysts out there. 114,000 followers on X, but last I saw, his YouTube channel had close to like 400,000 subscribers, so he's pretty well known. And he's got a well-deserved following. You know, XRP nonsense aside, he's got a pretty good hit rate. He presents material in a way that's easy to understand and enjoyable. But he does have XRP derangement syndrome. And so he can make sense on a bunch of other coins. He can have pretty rational positions on anything else under the sun. But when it comes to XRP, this is the one, right? This one in particular. And he'll crap on some other coins. But this one in particular, XRP specifically, my God. He says it has no place in anyone's portfolio. So he's already denying that fundamentals matter to any sort of degree. Right there. He's denying that consolidation in charts actually matters. Now, he won't say that when applying the consolidation concept to any other coin, because he does apply it. But then when it comes to XRP, somehow technical analysis no longer applies here. When it comes to XRP, no, doesn't matter, nothing to see here. Technical analysis only works on every other thing that you can chart in the world, but not XRP because reasons. See, that's XRP derangement syndrome right there. So as you can see, I got that little blue check mark right there. It's in Future Dunks, and I'm happy to be recording this now because, I mean, who knows? Maybe he tries to delete some of this stuff, but I've been tracking all of it, so, you know, the internet's forever. That won't work if he tries that. But he wrote here, just yesterday, it's not too late to swap your laggards, XRP, Cardano, and DOT for better returning assets like Bitcoin. So think about this. So Bitcoin is already up like 4-fold from its cycle low. It's up like 4x from the low of whatever it was, around 16,000-ish, just using rough numbers, right? That's about right. So now XRP, which is way below its all-time high, which frankly represents opportunity, XRP, it makes sense to sell that to get better returns with Bitcoin? I cannot take you seriously. I cannot possibly take you seriously. This does not make a damn bit of sense. Does he mean what he's typing here? And you know, that's the thing. Maybe he does because he's got XRP derangement syndrome. Like, I can't get into the heart and mind of one Jason Pizzino. But oh my God, he makes so much sense on tons of stuff, but not XRP. And he's consistently like this about XRP, which is to say wrong. It's just completely ridiculous. And so there was somebody named Blockspot that wrote to him and said, why would you swap your XRP bags at the bottom? And that's a good question. XRP, it bottomed out in June against Bitcoin specifically, by the way. It bottomed out against the dollar, and he probably doesn't know this, in June of 2022. So it's actually been rising against the dollar for over 2 years now. I doubt that Jason just has his opinions, though. And so here he said in response to that, because again, the question, why would you swap your XRP bags at the bottom? And Jason says, the bottom which keeps getting lower and lower for the last 7 years, that one? So he's got some sarcasm in there, obviously. So I guess that Jason's belief here is that markets find bottoms if it's Bitcoin or ETH or whatever else he happens to like because of emotions. But then when it comes to XRP, there is no bottom. It's a bottomless pit. The charts don't work when it comes to XRP, you see. You see how this works if you're Jason Pizzino. It doesn't work. None of it works. Now, given that he said that, because he literally says here the chart keeps getting lower and lower, that is clear evidence that he has no idea that XRP actually has been outperforming for the last 7 months. Does he not know, based on previous market cycles, that XRP has always found a bottom with each individual market cycle against Bitcoin, and then it outperformed? Is he unaware of this? Is he unaware that that XRP was under assault by the SEC for the entirety just about of the last market cycle? Does that matter, or is that just, oh, that's insignificant, right? That wouldn't impact the global price of XRP. I cannot take him seriously. I cannot. If he means what he's saying, holy freaking hell. This is insanity to me. This does not compute. And he doesn't know, but he's got a massive following. And look, if he's going to keep digging this hole, saying this stuff here, yeah, give me more material. I'm going to cover all this. I am absolutely, I mean, the degree to which he's not checking his bias. And again, like I said earlier in the video, I acknowledge I have bias, but I don't want to fall in the trap of just believing stuff because I'm biased. Like, I always want to keep that open mind, because if you don't, then there could be some good and useful and true information that you're not going to let seep in just because of the bias. And I don't want that to be the case. I want to believe as many true things as possible. This guy clearly does not. He emotionally, for whatever the reasons are, he just feels this way. I want to be like, point on the doll where the bad XRP touched you. Like, what happened here, Jason Pizzino? Like, something, can you just point to it? Because I don't know what XRP has done to you. Did XRP, like, I don't know, did it leave you crushed emotionally? Like, I don't understand. Were you like in a relationship with XRP and there's a harsh romantic breakup and now you have teenage style angst? None of this makes any sense. So I see these stories, happy to highlight them, because by the time this is over, this is just going to look silly as hell. To think that XRP is not going to substantially outperform the rest of the market if we're going to have a proper alt season, it does not make sense. Bitcoin has gone up so much compared to XRP, but for some reason, it's just, and there's so much less money in XRP, which means it's easier to get, the price to double, triple, quadruple. All these things being true, it doesn't matter. He thinks Bitcoin's the one. And we should just sell. And another thing that he fails to mention here is, and this won't be true for literally everyone, it depends on where you live. If you sell your XRP and buy something else, if you're in the United States at least, there are tax implications. Do you know that if you hold, and talk to your own account, I'm not offering tax advice in any sort of way, I'm just telling you stuff. Just talking about the topic. But once you hold an asset for a year, then you get taxed at long-term capital gains tax rate, which is much lower. But if you don't, you're going to get taxed in whatever your bracket is, which means if you're, imagine you're making like hundreds of thousands or even seven figures in crypto profits, then daddy government gets a ton because Jason Pizzino convinced you that you should sell your XRP. And look, if you want to sell, go ahead and do it. I'm not telling you to buy or sell or hold. Don't make a difference to me. I'm just saying that what he is saying does not make any sense. And furthermore, even if you're not convinced necessarily that certain large caps, in this case XRP, if you're not convinced they're going to do incredible, are you really going to tell your followers that it doesn't make sense to have a broad and diverse crypto portfolio? Do you really believe that's... My God. I'm glad he's not an actual financial advisor. Like, can you imagine that? Try applying that logic in traditional finance. See how long you last. You're not going to. I mean, if XRP is not going to make it, and that doesn't make sense, then I just don't understand how you could reasonably say that it makes sense for anyone to hold Bitcoin, because the returns on that are going to be way lower. Obviously. Why instead wouldn't you just encourage, hey, since we don't know for sure exactly what everything's going to perform, like maybe just having broad exposure for the typical person out there might be a reasonable approach. Don't you think? This is not rocket science, folks. So I'm having enough fun with this right now before we've even hit, hit the stratosphere. It is fun right now. Wait until this cycle's over and we see where everything lands and how high XRP ultimately goes. Because I have an unreasonable amount of bookmarks in my future dunks where it's just a bunch of people saying a bunch of dumbass stuff about XRP. And then from time to time, I scroll through and I record just in case they delete anything, because I want to have the records. And then I'm going to line stuff up and see who actually decided to hide their shame by deleting posts. That's going to be a fun one too. So, in the meantime, we still get to have fun talking about this stuff, but my God, I can't take these people seriously. So yes, absolutely, I'm going to spend time on my channel highlighting all the reasons that I think this is completely irrational. Now, somebody had a legit reason that XRP no longer made sense, and if it really were bad, yes, I would want to know it. Jason Pizzino is not highlighting anything of the sort. He doesn't even know that XRP has been rising for the last several months against Bitcoin and ETH. He has no idea. But man, he's got opinions. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.